Hi again, welcome to my channel. My name is Olufumi Odumuagun and I am a homemaking coach and I share different types of content that can change the trajectory of your home for good. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so now because you are in for a great and beautiful ride. So today we're going to be continuing our conversation on nutrition, why nutrition is important and specific things to note for different age groups as regards nutrition. And this is very important for every homemaker to take note of and be conscious of. So like I said in my last video, if you've not watched that video, please go and watch it. I'm going to put the link in the description box. Kindly watch that video. It gives an introduction to what you should know about nutrition and the most important points that you should note about general nutrition. I was saying in that video that sometimes the reason why you have some of the problems that you have is because you're not eating well. Yes, mood issues. The reason why you are always angry is because you're not eating well. It's not because of any demonic problem and all. No, I'm not talking about everybody actually, but for most people, if you eat well, most of your problems will be resolved. When Elijah in the Bible, Elijah was running away from Jezebel and was complaining to God like, hey, they're about to kill me, oh, I'm the only one left. You know what God said? God said, eat first. Chop first, you get. Like, eat first, then when you eat, don't worry, other things will be sorted. When you eat, you find out that some of those problems that you think you have, they will be sorted, including skin issues, including mood issues, health issues, and all those things. So watch that previous video if you haven't. So today I'm going to dive straight into different age groups or different stage of life and what you should note about nutrition in those stages. Yes, nutrition is a general issue, is something we should all take seriously and all, but there are just some specific or special things that you should note when you're in a specific or certain stage in life. So I'm going to start with pregnancy because I'm a homemaker and I love to ensure that my moms are healthy and fine. So yes, when you're pregnant, I would say first of all, eat balanced diet. Eat all that you should eat. Stop avoiding all the foods in the world because you are pregnant. Ensure that you are eating well. Don't shortchange yourself. You'll be surprised that most of the taboos or the don't eat or the prohibited foods that people say in pregnancy is all lies from the pit of hell. Yes, you can eat almost anything during pregnancy, but I'm going to just highlight things you should avoid and things you should actually focus on if you're pregnant. So yes, when you're pregnant, eat a lot of fruits, eat fibers, eat folate. Like, make sure that you eat greens very well because they are very good. When you're pregnant, you need the appropriate quantity or a good quantity of folic acid or folates in your bloodstream for your baby's development. You need fiber so that your digestive system will work well. So I'll say focus a lot on eating fruits and fibers. Make sure that your food is balanced, but ensure that you incorporate fruits and fibers in your diet. Ensure that you eat greens and ensure that you stay hydrated. Drink a lot of water. Eat proteins. Eat proteins very well because it will help your baby's growth and development. Should I eat every single thing as a pregnant woman? No, there are still some things that you should avoid. And the first is alcohol. Don't take alcohol if you are pregnant. It is not good for your baby's health. It is very dangerous for your baby's health. See, don't mind that your friend that said, hey, I was taking gin throughout my pregnancy and I was fine. Don't mind them. Don't take alcohol. It can affect your baby's development, their brain and their proper formation. So avoid alcohol during pregnancy. Another thing you should avoid during pregnancy is unpasteurized food. That's foods that were not properly sterilized, foods that are prone to contamination. So if you are drinking milk, for example, don't go and drink milk that they just collected from cow that they did not pasteurize or process properly. Don't be drinking kunu that you don't know where it's from, that you were not the one that made it in your house. Don't be drinking zobo that you did not make by yourself. And this is because, not because those foods themselves are bad, it is because they are prone to contamination. They might contain harmful microorganisms or bacteria that can be detrimental to your health and to the health of your baby. It can make you sick, and you want to avoid sickness during pregnancy. So I'll say eat almost anything, but make sure that you avoid contaminated foods. If you cook and you plan to eat it again, refrigerate it as soon as possible and make sure you warm it before you eat it again. Don't just eat anyhow during pregnancy. Yeah, so that's that about pregnancy. For breastfeeding mothers, I would say stay hydrated. Hydration is your friend. Drink a lot of water or foods with high liquid content like pap, milk, tea. Ensure that you are hydrated. Amala, if you are Nigerian, you eat amala. Amala, swallows, foods that have high water content. When you want to make eba, you know that you put a lot of water before you now sprinkle your garri that will spoil. Eat foods that have high water content, you get. And then another thing to note again while breastfeeding, increase your portion size while pregnant. I'm not saying that you should overeat, but don't forget that you are breastfeeding and you are feeding another life, and you don't want to become malnourished yourself. So eat enough food. Make sure that you are eating enough. Avoid fasting as much as you can during breastfeeding and also during pregnancy. And I'm just remembering now, I said avoid under eating while breastfeeding, because it is very important that you feed your baby properly, that you give your baby enough nutrients. I also remember that I should have mentioned while I was talking about pregnant women that you should avoid overeating during pregnancy for so many reasons. It's safer to eat little or eat small portions, maybe more frequently, but eat smaller portions, because during pregnancy there's a tendency to get bloated or to experience indigestion. Eating too much can complicate these issues for you. And then also eating too much can make your baby overweight, and this is not good if you're planning to have vaginal delivery. It's not even so good for your baby to be overweight, so ensure that you're not overeating while pregnant. So that is my tips for pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers. So the third category of people I'll talk about is for children. Children are growing and they need a lot of nutrients to grow. So make sure that you give them enough protein and ensure that their meals are balanced, just like every other person. But it is important that you give your children proteins. I know that in Africa we have this habit of giving children small meat or no meat, because you don't want them to become covetous. You want them to be contented. Don't starve your children. Don't raise children who are malnourished. You see all those protein, carbs, everything is necessary for their brain to function well. See, some of you, your babies or your children are not doing well in school because you're not giving them balanced diets. It's not because they are dull. So make sure that you ensure that these children get enough protein, they get enough calcium, they get enough vitamin D in their diet. Whatever you are giving them is nutrient packed, nutrient dense, and it includes calcium, vitamin D, so that their bones can form well and your children can grow well. And also I would say limit giving them too much sugars, too much salty drinks, because those things are not nutrient packed, and when you give them these things they probably get full too much and will lose interest in eating things that are truly beneficial for them. So I would say make sure that you give your children nutrient dense food, not just sugary drinks and all those mede that children love to eat. For adults, that is mommies and daddies like myself, what are things that you must take note of in your diet? Firstly, I would say ensure that you always go for your medical checkups, because at this stage your health is really important and it's a big guide as to what you should eat and what you should avoid. Some people might have high blood glucose and they don't even know that they have this. Seeing your doctor can help you to know whether you should cut down on carbs almost totally, or maybe you even need to eat more carbs. So it's important at this stage that you go for your checkups regularly, at least every year, so that you can know what to avoid and what to eat. But on a general note, I would say once you start growing, reduce your sugar intake as much as you can. Reduce, and when I'm saying sugar, I'm saying refined sugar, soda, and all those things. Reduce it as much as you can. reduce your oil intake as much as you can. So like I said in my previous video, fats and oils are very important, but when you get to an older age, reduce the quantity so that you don't have too much fats in your body, and so you don't develop obesity and other health conditions. Also, I would say reduce salt intake, and when I say salt, I mean sodium chloride. This is because too much salt can increase your blood pressure, and as you age, you are prone to developing hypertension or high blood pressure. So make sure that you reduce your sodium chloride intake or salt intake so that you don't develop blood pressure. And yes, you can also train your children to begin to eat reduced salt as well, so that it doesn't become difficult when they grow older and they need to make dietary adjustments. If it's possible, let your family eat reduced salt. Don't eat too much salt. Also, at this stage, you need to be very mindful of your intake of calcium and vitamin D3, because you don't want to develop osteoporosis in old age. So make sure that you take yogurt, you take foods that are rich in calcium and vitamin D3, so that you can maintain a healthy bone throughout your life. I was talking about parents who don't give their children meat. Now, don't be the kind of parent who will not eat good things for themselves because they are raising kids. As you're raising your children, remember yourself. Make sure that you eat healthy so that you can live long to be able to raise these children properly and guide them. So eat good food. Make sure that you eat good food yourself. And then the last category of people I'll talk about are the aged or the elderly. So some of us are old already. Some of us have old people living with us. They are very prone to osteoporosis, which is a major bone problem for adults. So you want to ensure that older people, aged people, they take calcium, they take vitamin D3. Ensure that your aged people take enough fiber, fruits and fiber, because sometimes they don't move around as much as we younger people do, and this can slow down their digestion. And when your gut health is poor, it can affect every aspect of your life. So make sure that you give them enough fibers and ensure that they exercise themselves too, so that their guts will move well and they can have proper bowel movements and live healthy generally. I will also say it also applies for aged people. They should reduce salt intake, they should reduce sodium chloride intake so that they don't develop blood pressure, and those who have blood pressure already, so that it doesn't become difficult to manage their blood pressure, let them reduce sodium chloride intake. In addition to all of these things, I want to talk about food supplements, taking multivitamins. Some people think there are different schools of thought to multivitamins. Some people even think it's bad and all the likes, but I would say if you're not sure of your food intake, if you're not sure of how balanced your diet is, it is a good idea to take supplements that is appropriate for your age. So many times, especially nowadays, supplements are being formulated for different age groups. You see Well Kid, you see multivitamin for children, multivitamin for babies, and all those things. So you might want to take advantage, or even women, multivitamin, you see 30 plus women, pregnant women. If you're not sure of your diet, please make sure that you are taking your supplements, especially if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. It is very important, or even aged people, it is very important to ensure that you are in good health and you are functioning properly. All of this will also help to boost your immune system. So Olufumi, I am rooting for you in your home, and I want you to eat healthily. I want you to thrive. I want you to prosper. I want your soul, your body, your spirit to prosper. So if you like this video and if you've learned one thing or the other, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to share my video with other people who may learn one thing or the other from it. And see that your friend or your family that eats poorly, share this video with them so that they will begin to take their diet more seriously. Thanks for watching till the end, and have an amazing time. Bye.